Hello, I'm wbz-tv meteorologist Barry Burbank, and I have your forecast for today and the next several days as we go through the last week of November here. And as we review going back to the beginning of September, that's called meteorological fall for September 1st to November 30th. And as of the rainfall which we had overnight and early this morning, that boosted the Blue Hill Observatory into first place for the amount of rain that has fallen this fall. So it makes it the wettest fall on record, and the records go back to 1894. So 23.5 inches there, and more rain to come, especially later tomorrow and tomorrow night. It beat out 1996. That has had the record before. We just eclipsed that this morning. So rainfall in the last 24 hours has looked like this. It's been very rainy over southeastern Massachusetts with amounts of 1.5 inches pretty much almost all across the route here. A couple spots did come in with 2 inches, but we run up to just under an inch in Boston, and then the amounts drop right off to almost nothing, just a few hundredths of an inch across parts of northern Worcester County northward, so it certainly didn't amount to all that much up there. But most of the wind and rain took place down here. It was a southern New England storm for sure, mainly near and south of the Mass Pike. Well, that storm is moving on out to sea now. As we can see it swirling out in here. You can see the development and all the rain and clouds, pretty impressive pictures offshore here. We still have a cloudy and dank here. There is a chance it could be brightening up this afternoon and not as bleak and damp and dreary as it is this morning. But there are some breaks here in western New England right in there. You can see parts of western Mass down to western Connecticut and certainly down toward New York City and the Meadowlands where the game's happening this afternoon. So they'll certainly get some sunshine mixed with clouds. I don't think there's not a great chance of having that brightening here, but it looks like it may brighten up a little bit without much in the way of sunshine. There are a couple more scattered showers trying to come in from the west as we go through this morning, so there may be a couple more scattered showers, but for the most part, the shield of heavy rain has moved offshore. It's still windy down over the Cape, but the wind will be gradually subsiding, so the wind advisory, which has been up overnight by the National Weather Service down there for the Cape and the Islands, will be discontinued at noontime, even though it'll still be rather breezy this afternoon. And there will be some coastal flooding in just pockets and only minor coastal flooding in areas, especially on the South Shore and around the Cape, from late this morning into the first half of the afternoon. The high tide happens exactly at 12:18 in Boston. Of course, it varies a little bit along the coast from here, North Shore and down over the Cape. The scheduled height is 11.6 feet. Now, he adds some height on top of that due to the wind which has been on shore, the seas which have been building out there, and now they're building up now to 4 to 7 feet. So not dramatic seas. The highest seas were south of New England, closer to that storm center, and where the wind was blowing hard all night. So our high temperatures today, they've been happening since early this morning, really not changing much, but may go up a little bit here in central Massachusetts where it was in the upper 30s, may go to the low, maybe up to 41, 42 degrees. But where it's going to be nice is Florida, in the 80 degrees today. Much of the southeastern part of the country in good shape. But right in here where cold air is coming down, meeting this warm air, there's going to be a strip where there's going to be turning cold enough with some heavy snows out in this part of the nation. So let's focus on that system right now as it gets its act together and gets energized and produces the snow from, here's portions of Kansas into southern Nebraska, into northern Missouri, into Iowa, and heading over toward Chicago. Now, most of today, Chicago should have rain, but eventually it may flip over to some wet snow tonight, and there may be accumulation around the city, and especially in the western and northwestern suburbs of Chicago, likely getting several inches out of that late today and tonight. So there's a swath. This is going to cause some travel troubles for those heading back to your destinations from the Thanksgiving holiday. So that's that storm. Then that storm there is going to move up in the Great Lakes. Another secondary storm is going to form to give us another big slug of rain of up to an inch or so late tomorrow night. There goes today's system out to sea, taking with it its rain, few leftover scattered showers, staying rather cloudy, maybe trying to brighten a little bit, especially in a few areas of western New England. Then it looks like tonight, if it tries to clear up briefly, it won't last very long west of us, because as the wind shifts into the northeast, the low cloudiness is going to come right back in from the ocean and start producing bits of mist tomorrow morning. But the afternoon is certainly the part of the day that's going to turn the wettest, especially the second half of the afternoon. Tomorrow evening when it comes down hard again, this time there's going to be more snow up north. Some of the northern mountains may pick up several inches of snow out of that. And it looks like we will get about an inch or maybe a bit more out of this upcoming rain event coming up tomorrow night, late tomorrow into Tuesday morning. The jet stream is going to be a little different this week than it was last week. Last weekend I was forecasting a major shot of cold air coming out from Siberia and northern Canada coming right to New England, a beeline for Boston. We're forecasting an extremely cold, record cold Thanksgiving. That isn't going to happen this week. The temperatures are going to be below average, but instead we're going to have this upper level low kind of closing off, and that's when it's going to give us snow showers in here. It's not going to be terribly cold, but cold enough with a cold air aloft to produce those snow showers on Wednesday. And that system kind of moves on out, and we'll have better weather the second half of the upcoming week in terms of more sunshine appearing here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But even though it does, as high pressure moves in, it's still going to be below average temperatures. So there you have it. There's no real warm weather in sight, but there's not going to be any frigid days this coming week like we had on Thursday into Friday either. So another slug of rain late tomorrow night, tapering off to drizzle Tuesday morning. Some patches of snow showers in the region on Wednesday. That's your forecast for now. Have a nice rest of the holiday weekend.